Aukinitsokwa, Nista Anastana the Wikinaki, Gistua, Mr. Batapisinosen. And what I said in my language is spoken word in Blackfoot. And what I said to you is a greeting. It's a Blackfoot greeting. And within our language itself, we only have 13 letters within our alphabet. So when I say to you, Oki, it's spelled O-K-I. And it doesn't mean that, hello, how are you? How are you doing? No. What it means is that I greet your spirit, or I hold your spirit in this time that we are together. So Oki, Nitsokwa, all of my relations. Nisto, Anasta. That means that myself, my gifted name, is not the Wikinaki. And the translation of that name means holy medicine, shining woman. But I'm very careful to say that name no more than 4 times. And the reason why is because that name belongs to generations and generations of my grandmothers on the Blackfeet side in Montana. And I'll tell you a little bit about them as we go along. But I just wanted to let you know that our language is always really, really open and friendly. So, oki all my relations, Nistonastana the Wikinaki, Gistua, Istabata Bisnosen. That means that you're real people from the 4 directions. And you've arrived here. And I'm only here for just a little while, a little moment. So that is my introduction in my language. And I welcome you here. I welcome you here into my home, even for this brief time. I'm one of your grandmothers that come along with you on your virtual camp. Mm-hmm. I'd first of all like to do some acknowledgement and thank yous. And I'd like to acknowledge the University of Arizona and all of their fabulous staff that work on this American Indian Youth Wellness Camp. And now you're a camp in a box. Your virtual camp. How fabulous it must have been for you over this past 9 sessions with them, with incredible people. I want to also thank you. I want to thank the youth for taking that opportunity to be able to come here. And also the most important, I want to thank your families that are there with you and your support system and always being with you. I want to tell you a little bit about myself before I really begin. And I'm from a long ways away. About 1,000 miles from here are my people. Scalpo, they're way from the north in Canada, in a province called Alberta. And within that Alberta territory is my people called the Blackfoot Confederacy. And they consist of 5 tribes. But there's one tribe that's in the United States, and I'll tell you why they're still down there. But those 5 tribes, they traveled north, and only one tribe stayed. And my people are still in northern Alberta area. If you've ever heard that within that 5 tribes, my people are called Kainai, Kainai. Kainai means many chiefs. And within that, I am part of the blood people. So there's a long explanation there. My clan, my gifted clan, is called the All Short People Clan. For generations and generations, my people took care of the little people. But we won't go there. We don't have time. That's a long story. My mother is a member of the Blackfeet. Her name is Leona, Eagle Speaker. She's a member of generations and generations of ceremonial herbalists on her side. That's what I mean when I don't say my name too often, because I'm the holder of that name in this generation. And then there's my mother and my grandmother and my great-grandmothers, all those generations back. We are within this tribe of Kainai people we are acknowledged and honored as ceremonial herbalists. And what that means is that if you're going to have a ceremony within your tribe, you need to have certain medicines. And you need to have a family within that tribe that takes care of those medicines and knows those medicines and knows that they have spirit, know that they have song, know that they have prayer, they have dance of their own. Beautiful, beautiful. Our medicines are so sacred. One day you will learn about more of them as you get a little bit older. I wanted to talk a little bit about what you've been going through the last little while in that 9 weeks in that virtual camp. Wow, what an amazing opportunity to gather, to be with those that want to be with you and educate you and share their spirits with you and their teachings and their trainings with you. During that whole time, I just imagined you. Wow, you're exploring that beautiful breath work. You know, it's so similar to the way our people talk about breath work. Our people in CMBM, they call it soft belly. In my tribe, we call it baby's breath. Very, very, very similar. You're exploring yourself through drawings. Who am I? What am I describing myself in this moment? What is my greatest problem? How do I solve those things? And as you're going on that journey, I can just imagine you're going through different steps in mind-body medicine, as well learning other things in your camp. You're exploring imagery. And one of my most favorite, you're exploring that relationship to food. Very interesting. Most times, like us, we just kind of, everything goes down. And we don't really taste it. We don't even, on our palate, we eat so fast. But after learning about that, while we eat slower, we're more attentive, we taste all different tastes on our buds, and our diets actually change as well too when we begin to eat the correct kinds of foods. And then now we're coming into that, that final, nearing the end, during the point where the camp is doing their last group with Miss Noshin. What a special time to be with her, to do your final drawings. But I know that Miss Noshin asked you to do something very special. At the end, she asked you and talked to you about closing drawings and ritual and what is ritual. But she gave you something to do. And that was to go out and find one object from nature. And in my language, we call nature Sakamitabhyagi, Grandmother Earth. So she asked you, go out to Grandmother. In a good way. Did you bring tobacco with you? Did you stand silently there, listening for that object to come to you? Did you put tobacco down when maybe you reached down and you picked up a stone, a rock, a grandfather? Did you remember to honor that grandfather by standing there, taking tobacco, lifting it up, and replacing it with tobacco? And honoring that object, letting them know that I will take care of you. What you were doing right there in that very moment when you found that object is you were doing ceremony. You were doing ritual. You were honoring our grandfathers. It could be even a small stick. It could be a flower, a blossom. It could be almost anything. But having that ceremony and that ritual around that object is the very most important thing. And I know that that's some of the things that you explored in this last session. So that closing ritual is so important. And that closing ritual is combined with ceremony. Wow, what a glorious opportunity to explore ceremony. Ceremony and ritual can be intertwined together. Ritual can be the simplest thing as, I'm going to make something really nice for my parents in the morning when they get up. And I'm going to have this particular day and this particular time and be with my mother or my grandparents. And we're going to talk and we're going to visit. That is ritual. Maybe that ritual will carry on until you're a really, really, really old person, such as myself. I'm almost 66. And I have different rituals that I do every single day. Even when I rise in the morning, I sit on the edge of my bed and I do soft belly and I breathe. That is my morning ritual. I honor myself as a human being first. In that point of ceremony, it's really important that I wanted to leave this teaching with you. My humanness. And it's very important that you understand that. We are human beings first. We are incredible creations. The Creator, spirits, the grandfathers and grandmothers watch over us every day. Never feel alone. If you feel that, just close your eyes for a moment and imagine them, and they will be there with you. Never alone. Next, you're either male or you're female. We choose to be male or female. But if you are 4 times blessed, you will come down with 2 spirits. And we call them 2 spirits. And amongst our people, they are holy people. They are sacred beings. They name our children. They have ceremonies for our children. Amongst our tribes, they are looked upon as sacred beings. Sacred beings being here, having a human experience. What a glorious thing. Next, you are their son or daughter. And then you go on and you might be uncle or an aunt, sister, brother, mother, father, grandfather, grandmother. And that all comes with time. You see that little clock and a number of times that you go around the sun. Okay? Beautiful humanness of yourself. And within that humanness, I'm going to give you a little teaching that a little old lady, she was over 100 years old, and she told me, I asked her in visiting, Mother, what are we besides human? We are pure energy, my dear. We arrive here as pure energy, and it is our responsibility while we are here. I am created in many forms, many, many, many different shades, male, female. But the beauty of all is that I am a human being. But remember, I am created to make mistakes every moment of my gifted day. And I make those mistakes with my gifts that I receive every morning. Forgiving yourself is your greatest challenge in your day. It's not your responsibility to change another human being. The only one that you can change is Gistula, yourself, with your gifts that you get every single morning. And you get that gift of life to start over every morning. What is my daily purpose? I asked my mom. To take care of all human beings and anyone that you come in contact that is another human being. To help my fellow human being is to the best of my ability. My responsibility is to rise and take care of myself first. That's why we were learning about self-care. It's so important that you take care of yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually so that you can prepare for your day. And everything that comes to you will have purpose in your day, will have focus in your day. The only thing I ask, and your responsibility as young ones, as families, as adults, remember that given purpose for your day. Take care of your elders in your family. Maybe there's somebody that's across the street and you can help them. Old person living over there. Help your family. And I mean your immediate family and extended family. And we know that we have family beyond that. Pray for them if you can't see them every single day. And lastly, take care of your community. I mean, physically take care of your community. Go into your community because right now, spring has arrived and it's time to start taking care of all cleaning and all of that and everything that's going on. Get yourself involved. You're very, very young yet. I want to thank you for letting me come to your home to give you some of my teachings, to give you a little bit of my mother's teachings. She's gone on now, but she lived to be many, many ages after 100 years old. I too, I will make that journey, but I have a feeling I'm going to be around here till about 100 years old. Thank you. Bye-bye.